Baby, if you've been coughing, wheezing, sneezing, just got something in your throat, okay, this soup is going to heal you right on up. Or maybe you just want a tasty chicken soup recipe, something a little different than your chicken noodle. Honey, I got you. This is going to be great for everyone. I am going to start by making a broth that is also going to cook with the chicken in this recipe. So we're going to do both of these at one time. So first I'm going to cut up 2 stalks of celery. I'm going to leave them big since I am going to fish them out. I'm also going to cut an onion in half as well as add in about 2 inches of ginger. Y'all, you know ginger will do you right. Okay. I'm also going to put a stalk of lemongrass. If you can find this, it's usually at the Asian supermarket. It has antifungal and antibacterial properties and is often used as a fever reducer. To prep your lemongrass, you want to cut it into pieces and also take off the outer shell. I'm using the back of my knife to bruise the lemongrass. This is going to help release the essential oils, and I'm also just going to twist it with my hand. I know some of you may not have an Asian supermarket near you, so if you can't find this ingredient, you can leave it out. I'm going to use a combination of chicken thighs and them chicken paws. Y'all, you guys know I like some chicken feet. I'm going to use about 8 of them because I want the collagen that's going to be produced by the chicken feet. But if you can't do it, okay, I know some of y'all just can't do it, all right, then don't use them. Only use the bone-in skin on chicken thighs, or any other dark meat will work. Since I am going to actually eat the chicken feet, I am going to cut off the chicken nails, and I'm also going to cut off any sort of bruising or anything that just looks kind of weird. And for any of you that are afraid of the chicken feet because you think it might taste funny, well, they actually have a very neutral taste. They have loads of collagen and a lot of benefits, but honestly, they'll just take on the flavoring of the soup. Once my chicken is clean, I'm going to wash my sink. You know, you got to bust out them bubbles, okay? And then I am going to pull out my Instant Pot. I'm going to add my chicken thighs, my chicken feet, as well as all the vegetables, some turmeric, as well as some peppercorns and herbs. Turmeric is super anti-inflammatory, and it's going to add a great flavoring to the broth. If you can get fresh turmeric, use that, which is what I'm using today. But if you cannot, you can put in about 1/4 of a teaspoon of turmeric powder. You definitely want to make sure you add the peppercorns because they say that the black pepper makes whatever is in turmeric more bioavailable. I don't know if that's true, but honey, I'm going to go ahead and do it. All right. Then I'm going to put in 1 liter of water, and I'm going to pressure cook this for 10 minutes. Then I'm going to allow it to natural pressure release for about 25 minutes and then release it the rest of the way. The chicken will be nice and tender, and the vegetables will give us all of their goodness. If you do not have an Instant Pot, then add all of these ingredients plus a little bit of extra water to a pot on the stove and simmer for about 30 to 45 minutes. I am going to prep the rest of the vegetables for the soup while the broth is cooking. So I'm going to cut up some corn as well as some carrots. I love carrots because they're full of vitamin A and vitamin C, and they're super healthy. I'm also going to chop up 1 onion as well as some corn. You can pretty much use any vegetables that you like for this recipe. Of course, I'm always going to use onion, but if you don't have corn, then swap it with something else. Maybe some mushrooms, use extra peppers. You know, don't let there be any restrictions on you making this. Guys, when I cook, I use what I have at the house and what my family likes. So I encourage you guys to do the same. When my broth is ready, I am going to strain it. I'm going to take out the chicken. And for me, I'm going to eat the chicken feet. But if you don't want to eat the chicken feet, you can just put them to the side. They have released their collagen into the broth, so you'll still get the benefits. Then you're going to have this beautiful broth that is super fragrant and flavor packed, and I'm going to pick out all of the skin and bones. Now this is the key ingredient to this soup. This is some red curry paste. This will add loads of flavor, and I really love this brand. It's only like $1.60 at the Asian store. It's very clean. If you cannot find it, they do sell curry paste, like a Thai kitchen one that you can typically find at most grocery stores. It is not as potent, but it definitely will work. I'm also going to use coconut cream. I really love this brand. They're not sponsoring me, but this brand is really good. But if you can't find it, use any brand of coconut cream you can get your hands on. In order to fry the curry paste, I'm first going to add about a half of a cup of the coconut cream with the whole can of the curry paste. I'm doing this so that I don't have to add any extra oil to the recipe. I'm going to stir this on like a medium-low heat and allow this to cook until I start seeing the curry separate from the coconut. And you'll see it looks a little bit shiny. That means the coconut oil is starting to fry the curry paste. Then I'm going to add in all of my vegetables except my corn, and I will saute this for about 5 minutes until they start getting tender. Then I will add the corn, and I'm going to cook this just for about a minute so that the flavor starts to infuse into it. I will add my broth. Now you can add as much broth as you want. It depends on how loose you want your soup to be. I'm going to add in some extra ginger and turmeric because, honey, I just can't get enough of the benefits of them, and they add a great flavor to the soup. I'm going to cover this and let this simmer for about 20 minutes. Then I'm going to add in the chicken as well as the chicken feet. I'm going to stir this together, and then I'm going to add in the rest of my coconut cream. I am putting in about 2 cups of coconut cream total. You could use more or less depending on how much you like, but I feel like the creaminess of the coconut cream really pulls out the flavor of the red curry. I really feel like the coconut is a must. It doesn't taste the same without it to me. Let me know in the comments if you have ever tried like a Thai red curry anything or any sorts of curry, especially in like a soup form, and let me know what you have thought of them. Now, typically you would use fish sauce to boost the flavor. I don't have that, and I know a lot of you guys don't either. So I'm going to use a little bit of soy sauce and apple cider vinegar. That will get us close enough to the flavor profile. I don't want you guys going out and buying a bunch of stuff you may only use for one recipe. Honey, I am all here for the substitutes, okay? I'm then going to add in the juice of 1 lime. This will kick up the flavor. That acid is going to enhance all the other flavors in the dish. And then I'm going to add in some Thai holy basil. I got this at the Asian supermarket as well. If you cannot find this, you can just use like Italian basil or cilantro. Both of those are great substitutes. To serve this right into my bowl, I'm going to add in some brown rice. You could also use some rice noodles. I'm going to just serve it in my bowl because I don't want it to swell in the soup. And y'all, this soup is super delicious. I absolutely love it. Let me know if you guys are going to make it. You guys know I love you and Jesus loves you. And I'll see you next time in Kamira's Kitchen. Goodbye and God bless.